Hiya, guys, it's Princess Sue.
I'm Caelestis.
What's up, kittens? It's me, Chelsea.
And I'm Emisprout. What's up, y'all?
Whoa, check that energy. Damn.
So this is our podcast on how Stray Cat Crossing went.
Yeah.
Whee!
So, two of these people in this conversation are completely new to Featherfall from this particular fan dub. I'm actually genuinely curious because I don't know how people find us. How did you find us?
Casting Call Club.
Besides, on Casting Call, did you just, search up random dubs, or did we show up?
Yeah, Casting Call Club was for me as well. I was just going through, and I saw this project, and I was like, actually, this looks super interesting, and decided to follow through with it.
Neat.
Because I originally saw the actual game played by who was I watching? It was either the Anime Man or Markiplier. I don't remember, but I enjoyed the game, and then I saw the posting on Casting Call, and I was just super excited to just be a part of something that was had an interesting storyline.
Mm-hmm. So you knew what the game was before you volunteered for it.
No, for sure, yeah.
See, this is one of the Soon plays way too many weird games that nobody's heard of. So I'm actually genuinely surprised and happy someone else heard about this. Because when I suggested doing the dub, everybody was like, "What game is this?"
Yeah, I've never heard of this game either.
Yeah, most people haven't.
I hadn't until I saw the casting thing, and I was like, "Oh, I wonder what this is." And I just wound up watching somebody's playthrough of it. I was like, "Oh my god, yes!" So
I'm just a big weeb.
So now that it's all finished and everybody can watch through and they get to see the ending, what in your guys' words would be how you explain the ending? Because I kind of have an idea of what I think happened, but that doesn't mean everybody else can agree, because that ending leaves some things up to interpretation.
I don't know. I thought it was pretty straightforward from my perspective that
I was more talking about the giant burning car at the end, since that was years ago, and there is one.
I think she was just continuing through her memories. She hadn't really escaped yet because she was still in this space in which she found Cat. That was kind of her hitting the moment of realization, oh yeah, nope, that really happened. That wasn't all just a dream. And kind of taking that as her, step into reality, walking past the car and past into what her life is going to be afterwards. Letting go,
Yeah. I like that interpretation.
Yeah, it wasn't on the play anymore. It was the physical car. That's what I took from it anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys thought the same thing.
for me, it was kind of dark. I was kind of picturing it in a more Cat was comatose kind of way.
She's still stuck there?
Yeah. That's the way I took it anyway.
Kind of like a reverse, what is it? What's that movie where the chick goes to Rainbow Land? Old movie.
Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, that's it.
The chick goes to Rainbow Land.
She goes to Rainbow Land, where she's the one in the coma, and she, it'd be cool, her family's actually all alive, and she got hit by the car, and they're just kind of all around waiting for her to wake up, saying that it's not her fault, and that's the echoey voice. Mm-hmm. That'd be cool.
That'd be kind of cool.
I guess for the ending, I always thought it was kind of when in anime, whenever there are spirits, it's just because they're kind of stuck in a place without being able to move on because they have baggage. So I always kind of thought that she was still kind of trapped in remembering her trauma and just being stuck in that space for a long time. And I thought that, she was just stuck in a loop, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I can totally see that. I kind of agree along with the lines with Chelsea of basically it's this is the last thing she needs to face before she can finally move on. And so I would have liked to be able to see her move on from it, but that would have made enough closure for me. But we didn't get it.
Yeah. I think the fact that you didn't get closure in that game was important because she never felt good about what
She
happened.
never fully gets her closure.
Yeah, she just understands, like, okay, you know, this happened, and I can't stop lying to myself and stop being like, okay, they were bad people and they wanted me gone, when in truth they didn't want her gone and they loved her the whole time. So she kind of justified all of her negative emotions towards them by saying, like, well, they didn't want me anyway, so I don't need them. And then it flipped the script
Well,
and let them know that they actually cared about her.
It is like coping, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, and like, honestly, her situation, you can understand, like, where little Cat was coming from. You can see, and you can see that in, like, everyday life, of just life gets busy, you forget to do the little things, and it's sometimes the little things that matter. Like, mommy telling me stories, and daddy giving me presents, and talking about me, or, like, because children need that. That's part of their developmental thing, is the whole world revolves around them. So, and that's actually how they view the world. So, if mom's not paying attention to me and dad's not paying attention to me, it's because something I've done, not because of life. That's how they actually view it. So, seeing that, it's really cool to me to see how they handle that mental thing for a kid.
That's why I don't hang with kids.
Yeah, no.
You're so judgy.
That's my
Frightening.
job, so I learned lots about kids. What was your, like, experience with recording this? Because I know that, like, I give you out all the information that you need, but I'm not in your house recording with you, so I don't actually get to see any of that side. I only know what I normally do. So, like, what do you guys normally do? How did you handle recording this?
Who do we want to start with?
Boldest player says go.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Tag, you're it.
Yeah, that's me.
That is
I
you.
guess tackling the whole thing. Well, even remembering the story about, like, how Cat was in the game, I just went for a very kind of, like, neutral, lost kind of person.
Neutral, calm,
Yeah.
natural.
Yeah.
Well, and it really comes across. You did a really good job with it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I noticed your voice getting more sassy towards the end of the video,
No, for
especially
sure.
with the line of yes, you're beautiful. There was one of your takes where you're like, yeah, you're beautiful. You got it. And I was like, I should not use that one. Be so sassy.
Where are these outtakes? They sound amazing.
Oh man, everyone had like one line where they tried something different, and I'm just like, that doesn't fit at all, but it's hilarious if I were to use it. It'd be left
my
fielded
God.
for no reason.
We need bloops.
Oh yeah.
That'd be fun.
You know, like, I could go access all of the files, but I most of the time don't actually listen through all of them, because if I did that, I'd have no time to do anything else.
No, it's my job.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
No, by the time you guys, or even the viewer, sees the episode, I've watched the playthrough of that episode at least 5 or 6 times, and by the time it finally comes out and the viewer gets to see it, I've seen it about 8 times. So by the time a series is over, I'm really done with the game for a while.
Yeah.
Hashtag dedication.
I watch it in its entirety about twice.
Yeah, because the process of going through is I have to go through and either play through the game one time or watch footage of the game one time to figure out exactly how I want to go through each chapter, who I want to talk to, when do I want to do that, and I write it all down. Then I go through and record it, and then I have to talk everybody's lines so that there's enough space for everybody to say their lines, which I've been getting slightly better at, but the longer the video is, the worse I am at
Oh
it.
yeah. By the time I'm done, I'm
by-
at the end of editing, and it's like click, 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 click. I'm like, Sue, slow down. I can't make them talk this fast.
Sue's been at this for hours and is very done.
I think the best one was when Fran Bow with the mountain. You literally like skimmed
mountain.
everything, and the guy wanted to do this. Who did the
That
mountain
doesn't
voice?
need any time to talk.
Oh, no. He was like, I am the mountain voice. And I'm like, no, you're going to have to be like an auctioneer. Like, I'm the mountain voice. I need you to say that. Oh, God.
Yep.
That was fun.
I felt really bad about that. Yeah, so then by the time I do that, then I go through and I edit it down so that whoever writes the scripts only has to view the footage that I need scripting for. And then if I don't have a person who writes and transcribes my scripts, I watch through it again to write all the stuff that you guys get to go through and read the document for. Then Chelsea gets to edit it.
Woo.
and then I have to watch it 2 or 3 times, depending on how many
Drafts
changes
I
I
do.
want to make. Yep.
Yeah.
So, it's a lot. I am very done with the game by the time we're done with the game.
Okay, so we know how Emisprout came up with the character voice. How did you come up with yours?
For the Larva Queen, anyway, I was just picturing like some really flighty, like, you know, the caterpillar from Alice in Wonderland, like the cartoon Alice in Wonderland. It was kind of like that, but like I wanted to have kind of like a spooky feel to it. And that's kind of the direction that I went in with her, or at least tried to. And then with the mother role in the theater scenes, I was just trying to go for, like, you know, like kids shows where they just over enunciate everything.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was like, if this character was in Dora the Explorer, what would she sound like? And then I just went for it.
Can you find the stage?
Very good.
Well, it was like with those roles specifically, I was like, these are not good actors. Please do some poor acting. It would be great. And the entire time when I was watching through the draft of the theater scenes, I was like laughing between you guys and you and Josh of just how awesome they turned out.
Yeah, it was like the only conversation in that game where you were talking to each other, but it sounded like you weren't talking to anybody. Like, there was no connection in
great.
your voices. It was amazing.
Well, and it's like that last line from the stagehand is, "We're gonna go win all the awards," and I'm like, "Yep, I want it to be awful, awful acting, and I want them to believe they're gonna go win all the awards."
Yep, all of the awards that are.
So, like, what's your guys? So, I know when I put in the casting call, I made it so that the Sphinx, who's played by Chelsea, and the Larva Queen, who's played by Caelestis, is the same person, basically. They're both 2 sides of Kat's mom. The Sphinx is based off of the fairy tale that her mom always tells her, and the Larva Queen is kind of that forgetful side of her. So I know you guys were... how do you guys view the Queen, her Kat's mom in that way? Like... my guess is it's bipolar disorder that she had.
I don't think so. I think it's
But-
just the sides of a mother, like when she had to be harsh or when she was sickly, when she was trying to please Kat, like bring her the tea, and then when she kind of had to turn herself away and be like, you know what, no, I gotta do this. It's more important right now. And that's when Kat kind of felt like her mother was colder towards her. But
Yeah, for me, I think it was like, you know, trying to balance, like, basically what you just said, like trying to balance like the different aspects of her life, of like, you know, trying to, you know, be there and be like the good mom that she should be, but like also with her being sick and having to kind of withdraw within herself, I can see that, like, and I can see that kind of transforming her as well into something that maybe Kat didn't recognize.
yeah, like with the move and with twins and all this stuff happening around her, she kind of had to become someone a bit stronger, like the Sphinx, rather than the loving, caring, doting mom she had been. So Kat saw like a whole different person. What do you think, Sprout?
I don't think I have much to add. Like, I agree with the points made here.
Yeah.
Good, you should always agree with me.
The reason I brought up
Yep.
bipolar... The reason I brought up bipolar is just because Dr. Foss said she was sick, and because the 2 different personalities of her are so drastic, it made me think that that's why Mommy was sick and they were moving to different places or something, or the medication she had to take, or it felt to me that way, but I could totally see taking it as the having to be strong, but and having to not do the mothering personality that she once did. I could totally see both working.
Maybe, but I think that's like a side cause of the whole situation. I don't know if I saw bipolar in that, but I can see where like the medication and the move would get from that. But no, I think it was just the
I guess
stresses of life.
Oh, sorry.
Oh no, go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just thinking about, you know, Dr. Faust and that. I was just kind of curious, like, what kind of experiments that he was running in that as well, because that could have had something to do with...
Well, with Dr. Faust, there's very little information in the game itself about him. from what you can find out, is basically he is the doctor of both Kat's mother and Save Point Boy, or whatever we call him, the camera boy. So he is fixing the camera boy's eyes, as well as being Kat's doctor for whatever illness or disorder she has.
So he might be a transplant doctor, and they could be moving because she needs, like, a new organ. We can all just make noises for the next 50 minutes, I think.
Oh, yeah.
I think we should just do
Especially
that. Just all start making noises, and then, you know, just get up to that 10-minute mark, and then they pay us, so it's fine.
Yep. But yeah, I'd be interested in a Dr. Faust, like, spin-off.
Oh, yeah. Just be like, hey, I like putting other people's eyeballs in kids' heads, and, you know,
Yep.
take this liver.
It just be like that sometimes.
Happy
Yeah.
birthday.
Oh no. I honestly, one of my favorite lines is when Benjamin explains why he wants Kat to call him Benjamin. And like I cried the first time I read that, because I played the game before I suggested it, and just the fact that everybody has Daddy's love, but only one little girl gets Benjamin's love, and it was like, oh, my heart is breaking.
Oh, Benjamin.
It was really touching.
No, I got emotional too.
I didn't.
Watching it at work.
That's just me.
I was gonna say that's normal for you, Chelsea.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure Popcorn Monkey's line was my favorite. I almost shed a tear when he said he wasn't moving enough corn.
So speaking of other characters, like, what's your guys' favorite character in the game? Because there's a number of them.
Benjamin.
Like Benjamin.
Benjamin. Yeah. Benjamin's pretty great.
Stage Benjamin is pretty great too.
Benny, yeah.
Yep.
Hello, cat.
That was great.
It was great. I think mine is the Save Point Boy. The one who's just always there supporting her and making sure she's okay. I liked that.
I kind of like the seasoned spider.
Oh, yeah, with all the wolves.
That was really cool.
That was the most complicated part of the editing too, because I had to make sure they were all on the right line, and then like they lined up and tried to give them all different emotions for the seasons. Johnny was awesome. I didn't know Johnny'd be able to do that voice as well as I, specified for him, but it came out really good.
They all did a really good job. They differentiated the wolves and made them all sound similar. It was great.
And the baby grub. I think that was the same voice as Itward, right?
It was not the same. It's the same voice actor.
Yeah, same voice actor.
but not the same voice.
No, he's good. That was a great one too. I like that one.
I don't think I've heard from Caelestis what her favorite character is.
Oh, my favorite character. I was trying to think about it, and it's really hard actually because I really enjoyed everything. But I think the Sphinx was really cool.
Thank you. I do appreciate all of my fans.
You're welcome, dearie.
We are one once again.
Finally.
This is turning into a different podcast. Tell your children to leave the room real quick. Quick, Sue, move
The
on.
rest of the video is Larva Queen and Sphinx talking to each other.
It is what everyone wanted. No? We should all just talk in our characters' voices.
Which character should I be then? Because I feel like, and if anybody is curious, Go Ahead was modified. I think so was the Dormouse. I think you increased my pitch a little bit. On
I
that one,
increased
too.
your pitch by exactly 0.5, so not a lot.
Okay.
Half mouse.
That one was so fun because it was like I asked somebody else to do it, and they're like, "I can't do what accent was it? Cockney."
Yeah, Cockney.
It was like I can't do a Cockney accent, so I can't do this role. And I'm like, okay. And in the back of my head, I've been going, I actually really wanted to do this character, but I didn't think I'd have time. So then I record it, and like halfway through my recording, because Dormouse is kind of sassy. I'm like, I burst into laughter and going, why do you need a Cockney accent? You just gotta do adorable squeaky.
Yeah, for like 2 lines,
you
I
got
got
dormouse.
2 minutes of tape of her just laughing at herself do the voice of the dormouse.
Yes.
Yes.
It was fun. Like for all of the few minutes it took me to record those lines, I genuinely enjoyed that character.
I re-recorded my lines so many times.
So how often do you guys like get bloopers when you record? Do you like mispronounce things or realize you messed up on a word? Like, I normally do that at least like every 5th line. Is realized I've read something wrong. Do you guys have like a? Do you know? How often you
Always,
get your
always, honestly.
bloopers? Always.
I like making the
every
bloops.
Making the bloops.
But I think I'm just like Sue. I just laugh a lot.
Can't come to the
I do
door
right
making
now.
the bloops.
I just make like a lot of squawking noises. It seems like whenever I like mess up, I just keep running with it, make myself laugh a bit. I'm like, okay, no. And then I go back and try to edit everything down. And it's like 10 minutes of just me making a complete fool of myself, which is valid, I think.
Yeah, I had the same problem. If I mess up saying something, I'll often do what other people used to call Simlish. Is basically I just start going blah, 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 and fill in whatever the last of the sentences with sounds.
I delete
if I'm having a hard time
everything.
pronouncing,
I will get everything correct except the last like syllable, and I'll just delete everything and start over again. I have zero patience.
But low key though, I'm more like chill. I do all the bloops and then it's just like, I'm not gonna need these, so farewell bloops. I love you. Delete.
I will deprive the world of my bloops. Actually, I love how Caelestis sent in your lines. You sent them in like perfectly aligned with the characters. So all I had to do was drag and drop every single like Mother 1, Mother 2, Mother 3, and I was like, I love you so much. Everyone else sends me like they'll do a take and then say the same take over and over and over, and then I gotta cut that one I want, move it, cut it, I move it, which works because I get like multiple takes. But 9 times out of 10, I always pick the first one because the first one's like, I don't know, it's when you're into it most, and then you're like, okay, maybe that was wrong, let me try again. But oh, it makes my life so much easier.
Oof, I'm guilty.
You are so guilty. But oh yeah.
think-
I do it too.
I think it's just because I'm used to doing more of like comic dubs and like abridges. So you're expected to like go ham, I guess, and then go in different
Yeah, like, just-
interpretations and stuff. So
See, this is kind of like the
Yeah,
first thing
it's-
I did.
It's fine. Everybody does it, so it's fine. But it's just like, it's so much easier. I don't really have the option in that case where it's like, oh, maybe something else would have worked. But it's just like, by the end of the video, I'm just like, oh my god, this saves me all the time.
Once you've done the 15 characters.
Yeah. I think the hardest one was probably in Franbo when they tried like 4 different accents at the same time. So he would do like a take with a different accent, a take with a different accent, take two with a different accent, but then they didn't sync up because he was trying different things for every take. Oh, that took forever.
Oh.
That was the
so moral
so
of the
sorry.
story.
it's like that goblin
Caelestis
character
is the
I can't
best.
remember the name of.
Yeah, my normal policy on that is I will normally give you 1 take unless I think I do something drastically different on a different take that I think you would like.
Yeah. I mean, if I don't like what I hear, I say something immediately. I'm just like, hey, this sucks. Give me more. I need 10 pages of better.
Okay.
I like how your icon and Emmy's icon looks like you pulled a leaf out of her head and she's just cool with it.
Yep. I'm always down.
Sorry.
Pull my leaf, girl. Pull it.
I was a 3-leaf clover, but now I am a 2.
Yeah.
Need me this
Just a
leaf.
sprout now.
Emmy twig.
Yeah.
Okay, that was a bad intro. Let's get back into what we were talking about.
Do you guys want to start talking about what you guys have done / are planning on doing, or do we want to go into the mistake I made?
Let's start with your mistake because I would love to hear about it.
Oh, okay. So I made a mistake while I was recording that last chapter of Stray Cat Crossing.
Do tell.
So there's a thing that never gets filled out, and I'm sure that if anybody watched closely enough, you'll see it, of when Cat gives the egg to the mother actor, and nothing happens about the cake. Like, it never shows up anywhere. You actually have to go through the play to the point where you can get to the end of the second act, but not actually finish the play, where the script still isn't there. And then if you go backstage, there's cake. But I gave the egg way too soon to actually do that. And I had saved over my file. So when I realized I made the mistake, I'd actually have to play through, like, all of the second chapter to get back to the point where I could have the egg
So
and
I just
do that
baked
again.
this cake for nothing?
And I didn't want to.
You made...
So
Wow.
we didn't get cake.
Whoa, Sue.
Because the way it goes is you can get the slice of cake, and then you can give it to the Benny, the dad actor. And I don't remember what he gives you, but he gives you something. But our playthrough will never have that because I didn't want to play through all of the second chapter again.
This is some M. Night Shyamalan twist shit, Sue. You're gonna drop this bomb on us right now?
Yeah.
Wow, the
Dirty
betrayal.
secret
Because you get
reveal
that
to the
egg
world.
at, like, the very start of the game, because you get it in the basement from the babyface child in the screening room. Like, you go behind, and it's where the bird learns from the piano the song, and the chicken and one of the babyface guys is there, and he gives you an egg.
Yes.
And so then you're supposed to use it in the very last chapter, and I messed up.
And you know what? We could have not only taken cake from strangers, we could have gotten a secret item that we will never know about because we're not allowed to Google it now because I've decided that.
I mean, you could. You
My
totally
memory's
do
bad.
it.
I don't remember what it was.
I'm gonna have to, I'm gonna need some time after this to really collect myself after this horrendous
But
betrayal.
again, like, I've told you how many times I go through these chapters when I record and do this stuff. So each chapter, the last one is the longest one because you repeat it so many times.
Which is why I cut the ever-living hell out of it.
Yeah, the original file was about an hour and 10 minutes. I gave Chelsea about, or it might have actually been more like an hour and 20 minutes. I don't know. But I gave Chelsea about an hour worth of footage, and she cut it down to 45 minutes.
Yeah. I was not about that. I was not about that happening over and over and over and over.
It repeats.
You get the point.
A
You
lot.
understand what's happening. Clock, back, clock, again with the clock, and then you're on
I
stage.
thought the editing was really
Yeah.
cool, though.
Thank you.
Of how you did the black and white. That was sick.
I appreciate it. It was just to give like a
Yeah,
taste,
she told me
like,
that.
hey,
I'm
this is
like-
gonna happen. So if you think stuff is missing, it's just like we did this again, and then I just cut it out.
Yeah, and it's, by the point you realize everything's repeating, you cut out a lot of it. And it's like, anytime the play starts, Benjamin comes up and yells at you why you aren't backstage and ready. Every time. We cut it to he tells you twice.
Yeah, I don't need that negativity in my life.
Poor cat, man.
The dormouse
Jeez.
asks for your ticket every time you go into the theater.
Yeah.
To go in for the play. It's like, and you only see the dormouse once.
Yeah.
But
You talk to him
it's like every...
in your playthrough. I think you talked to him like 5 times, and I was like,
Yeah.
no, we're good.
Well, and I was like, I knew how to get to where I wanted to go. The only thing I messed up was the cake, because I forgot about the cake until I had accidentally already given the egg. I know. And so it's like, other people could have played through. I did the minimum amount of times for you to go through, and I think it's 5.
Yeah.
It's either like 5 or 6. It still takes about an hour to get through that whole chapter.
Yeah.
So moving back to talk about you guys, Caelestis, this is your first project with us, but I don't know, have you done any other projects before this? Any future projects you're planning on being in? Any other ones you're in currently? I don't know. Start
Well, I tried to. I was a part of this Persona 3 dub, which. Yes. I was in, but it was going a bit too slow for me, so I kind of dropped out of that. But I've been looking into. Yeah, it does. Like sometimes things just don't work out. But I've been looking into like other things as well. I've been cast in a few things, but still waiting to get the ball rolling on that. But I had to take a bit of a break, but now I'm back on looking for fan dubs and stuff because I would love to be able to do.
Quiet. You went quiet there.
Oh no. But yeah, I would love to do like an audiobook sometime, but I don't have the endurance for that just yet. So it's fan dubs for me, I think.
Yeah. It's a good way to start and get practice. I can totally understand with the persona. My first project was the Danganronpa fan dub,
Nice.
of which I actually got all the lines recorded for that, but I don't think they posted all the episodes. So what about you, Emisprout?
Did a lot of abridged anime one-shots. Yeah, I guess I'm kind of like into doing a lot of comic dubs and trying to get into more fan dubs, I guess. But at the same time, I have a lot more fun with abridges because they just go crazy in those.
Yeah. Any abridges you're currently in? That you can talk about?
Currently, I'm on a K-On! Abridged series called Kiwon. So basically, it's mixing Queen with K-On! And I play Ritsu, who is the drummer. And
Nice.
then,
It's a great character.
right? And then what else am I in? Oh, I'm also a fan of Yu Yu Hakusho, so I'm part of like one of the abridged series out there as Keiko, even though I wanted Botan, but Keiko's cool too.
Keiko's not bad.
She's cool. She has a hard slap.
Yeah. And she's good in fire.
Yep.
Yeah.
That she is. And I think this project may be ongoing, not sure. But it's I don't know if you've seen Monster Girls.
No.
I think I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it.
But like I'm in that as the snow woman girl, Yuki. So fun stuff.
I have. I know. I just remember what it is.
Yeah.
I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
But the vampire girl, and then you have the Dulan, and then you have the succubus teacher who is like Bae.
Yeah, succubus teacher.
Who doesn't love a succubus? For a while, and then she kills you.
It's worth it.
Neat. Before I totally didn't cut out of the chat, I was here the whole time, I promise. You said you were in the Persona 3. Which character were you?
I was Toriumi.
Oh. Nice. I almost got a
Hermit.
Lapis roll. Labris, that's her name. Labris.
That sounds fun.
I was going to say
Lapis is the...
Lapis?
Yeah, that's the other thing. No, Labris.
I was going to say that's Steven Universe. Very different.
Different thing.
Yeah. So I've hinted to our crew that there is another fan dub coming out. And these two lucky girls get to be the first of the crew to actually hear what it is. So go them.
Drum roll.
VIP
Welcome to the
card.
VIP crowd.
Yeah. Drum roll, please. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da, drum roll.
So, much to the request of many, many, many people, we are actually going to do Sally Face next, which is more along the lines of Frambo. Being a side-scroller horror game.
Sally Face.
Fairly point-and-click adventure.
Because people keep asking.
You want to know what? I actually would have done Sally Face if Emmy hadn't been like, no, we're not copying other people.
Yeah, well, I mean, wasn't that the one you wanted to do before Franbo?
No, Frambo I came into because you had already started it, and then your director left, and then Emmy's like, hey, I know this really cool person who can direct things, and that's how I got hired.
And then they weren't available, so we got Sue.
Yep, exactly how it happened.
Sorry, I can't resist.
So when we finished up Frambo, and people were popping comments of being like, you should do Sally Face next, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I could totally see why we should do Sally Face next. It's a side scroller, a horror, point and click adventure, very similar to Frambeau, we're gonna get a lot of the same people who are gonna like it. And Emmy's like, no, it's just similar to what everybody else is doing. We're not copying what everybody else is doing. And I'm like, Emmy,
But that's
why?
how you win, and we're winners. We're wieners.
So I finally convinced her that yes, we should do Sally Face.
You and the other 500 comments saying, do Sally Face.
Yep. So by popular demand and by Sue realizing that we should actually do this game, we're doing Sally Face.
Have you guys seen or played Sally Face?
No, I haven't.
I have not, but I'm going to
Hell
now.
yeah.
It's creepy.
So yeah,
I don't
my
need
plan
a sleep.
is to get a little bit more
No
of
one
the
needs
footage
sleep.
stuff done before I cast it, but that should be coming out within the next.
Yeah, so you guys got to start studying on what character you want so you can audition and be the first.
character
I'm on it.
do you wanna
creme
do?
of our
Or, you know,
crop.
go in blind and then just make your own interpretation.
Yeah. Be like, can I
That's
be
fun
the
too,
doorknob
actually.
in that background?
I will
You
let
just go
you know
click.
because when you're first watching it, he can be a little confusing. The main character, who is named Sal, is actually male,
Yeah.
even with the giant blue pigtails. I promise they're male.
Yeah. Why not? Sail. Leaf face. But what's his face?
Yeah. From as far as I've seen in the game, we haven't actually seen his face.
What?
He's got a
I'm
porcelain
out.
mask. He's got a porcelain mask.
That's where I draw the line, lady.
Can't see character's face. Nope.
First we don't get cake, and now this.
Can't believe it.
Just one betrayal after
Chelsea, you
another.
should know better than anyone else. The cake is alive.
And I also don't like cake, so I should be happy.
I was gonna
But I'm
say,
not.
You just really wanted to know what the secret was, didn't
Yeah.
you?
So did you guys watch the whole thing when we finished up on it again, and
With this project?
or did you just watch?
Yes.
Yeah, or did you just watch like your scenes?
Yeah, the
Oh, no, I
Stray
went-
Cat. Did you guys?
I watched
You
it
guys
like
go through and
twice.
Yep.
Nice.
It was really
Cool.
good.
Do you think? Thank you. I try. I did everything. Ignore Sue.
You did a lot of it.
I'm
I'm not
kidding.
denying that you did a lot of it.
I'm really good at cut
I'm
and paste.
actually like, I'm looking up now what you get at the end of Stray Cat Crossing when you do the
You're cheating.
No, I want to know what happens when you give the cake.
Have you ever guys been on casting call and found a project working with people you've worked before with on other projects? Just been like, hey, you're here too?
That has happened to me.
Yeah?
But then, like, I don't know what happened to, like, the projects afterward because they kind of slowed down. Both of them did. And then one got kind of cut and the other one is in some kind of stasis. I don't know. But I see
These always work out
people
so well.
around.
Yeah, that hasn't happened to me yet, but I'm hoping that it will because I think it would be really fun being like, hey, I recognize that voice.
That seems familiar.
That actually did happen with me. Well, it was more I was running the project and somebody I knew auditioned for it. That's actually how Starboy or Bree they were with me for a short period of time on that Danganronpa project, and then they ended up
Nice.
dropping out because they just couldn't like go through with it, and then they auditioned as Fran for Frambeau. And so that's how they came back and joined Featherfall. And they did a really, really good job as the younger cat.
Yeah.
Like, I'm very impressed.
They got a
with
really
what they
good
did.
voice for like the younger side without it being too like
I'm a little kid.
kind of thing. I think it's cool too whenever I'm editing. Like I don't usually look at the cast list before, so when I get all the lines in, I start like lining them up and placing them, and I'm like, hey, I know who that is, and then I gotta go check and make sure. And I'm like, yeah. So it's cool to like catch up with familiar and be like, yeah, that suits it. I'm glad they picked this person. And then yeah, I don't think any of the voices we've done ever not really fit with the character, but I don't know if that's just because it's the choice you go with.
Well, with me, it's I normally kind of listen through and I go, yeah, this is what I think this character would sound like. Or if it's not how I would think they would sound, I listen through and I go, could this character sound this way? Even if it's not what I pictured. Which has happened occasionally.
Do you guys ever watch an anime and like the voice actor gets replaced with someone you know from another anime and it just ruins it?
I usually watch it subbed, so I don't know. Sometimes it's kind of hard to tell, really. Because, for example, I don't know if you guys know Haikyuu, but during what season was it? The latest season, the voice actor for the main school's coach passed away, and then they had someone else come in, and basically they did a good job of matching his voice, actually.
Oh,
Wow.
that's cool. I just remember when I was a lot younger, I used to watch Adult Swim with Inuyasha, and they replaced Ranma's voice actor with the voice actor of Inuyasha, and I couldn't keep watching it. Just killed it for me.
I have seen that too.
I was like, why is
I
Inuyasha...
think about it.
Why is Inuyasha this kung fu boy now? I don't like it. Needed to stop.
But the funny, yeah. But the funny thing is that in the sub, basically, they do have the same voice actor.
Yeah, that
Which is
I'm
kinda
fine
funny.
with. I'm fine when it starts that way. I'm cool, but when you change it to that, you just nope, not today. I don't know. I think that's what one of the weirdest things about Fran Bow was when her voice actor changed because they all left, and that's a lot of the comments mentioned that, and I was like, I don't know if we. Yeah, that's why we got to try and keep consistent.
Well, and that was partially on me. I should have, in the casting call, said you should try to match these voices, but it was like, I liked Bree's voice for that character, and so I then realized my mistake of, oh yeah, I should probably have made it match these people who did it previously.
Yeah, or we should have just had Bree for the whole time. Yeah. But it's hard too because you don't want to start over, like from the first episode.
Well, and it was like that. I asked her, I was like, hey, should we start over? And she's like, no, we still get views on that video. We're not starting over. And I'm like, well, okay then.
We do. So if you guys could pick what we would like dub next, do you have any opinions on what?
Not really.
Do you guys like, obviously not next, but.
No, change it to this, Sue. It should be Danganronpa. Let's go.
Yeah, do it now.
Real popular demand.
No more spooky. Happy things only.
Amy would kill me if we did Danganronpa.
Which one?
Eh?
Oh, sorry. I thought you said a game name. I was busy
no,
giggling.
I was just like, no more spooky things. Happy things only.
Oh,
Happy things
happy
only.
things.
I mean, I'm totally down for that. I like happy games. I have another game that I had in mind, but I'd actually need to contact the developer before that, because there is some voice acting in the
I
game
see.
itself.
One of them's.
Then again, it doesn't always... Yeah, it's a good game, but I don't know if it's got quite a happy ending as much as a satisfying.
I'm not a fan of happiness, but I'll edit whatever you throw at me.
I'm just down for whatever. Let's go.
You know what we should do? That really old game, Mother Goose's Nursery Rhymes.
You want to know what? If you want to talk to me about some April Fool's, like, one-shotting dubs, I will not turn those
It has
down.
everything.
Probably.
There's singing, there's kidnapping, there's a boot with people living in it. You murder an egg.
Nice.
Yeah, it's
What
a
more
great
could you
game.
ask for?
Good game.
Nothing. I remember that game so, like... It was just so long, and you could only pick up one thing, and it was just a nightmare of walking.
Oh, gosh.
But yeah.
You could pick up only one thing.
Yeah, and if you wanted to pick up something else, you had to put your thing down, and you see it laying in the grass as you walk away, and you're like, why can't I hold a coin and a cup? I don't get it. I can do it. I've done it in real life. But no.
Like, don't I have two hands?
Yeah,
What?
I do. I can see them on the character walking. They may be pixelated, but they're there. I'm glad I threw that spider at that chick on a tuffet.
Show that chick who's boss.
Yeah. Tough It Chick from Rainbow Land.
My word.
Sorry.
I still don't know what you mean by Rainbow
was-
Land. I'm really
It was
confused.
the Wizard of Oz. She goes to Rainbow Land.
Oh!
And everything's colorful.
No, she went to Oz!
Yeah, that's what I said. Is there not a rainbow?
Is there a rainbow?
There is when
There's a yellow brick
when
road.
Bubble Babe comes down from wherever the sky, and she's in a rainbow bubble, and you're like, "Whoa, lady, what's with that dress? That can't be convenient to fly in." And then she bubbles off.
Steal some shoes or whatever. Good to go.
Yeah,
Sorted.
she didn't even help.
That's
Just
it.
witnessed
She's
a
like,
murder, and everyone's
yeah,
cheering.
whatever. She's fine.
Yep.
She's like, "Later, Bae. I'll see you at the end of the movie where I tell you we're gonna just lift all along because we need 2 hours to fill, and you gotta be in danger and on fire. So, see ya."
Yep.
Make sure you let your friends know who your favorite is before you leave. I didn't care for that movie.
Obviously.
Full of plot holes. What were we talking about?
Well, I'm thinking that I was going to thank you guys for coming in and talking with me.
You're welcome.
Because we've been here for about an hour-ish.
Yeah.
And I was going to let people, go home, sleep,
Oh, yeah.
record lines. I don't know. Whatever crazy people do on a night like this.
Yep.
Should we do last-minute comments on the project and what we enjoyed about it?
Yeah.
So,
Like, last thoughts? I'll go last.
should I go? I don't know who goes first.
Rock, paper, scissors.
If I go last, we could just go down the list.
We go alphabetical again.
Yeah.
Alphabetical.
All right.
Oh no. That's me.
Oh, no. Yeah, it is.
Somebody figured it out.
You did it.
What did I like most about the project?
Last comments, yeah, that could be it too.
Y'all are just good.
Short, sweet, and to the point.
Yeah, that's it. It's good.
I thought everyone was like really. I just thought that everyone was really super talented, and the editing was super great.
Yeah, I know.
And I'm just happy that because this is technically the first fan dub I've actually ever done that was completed.
Yeah, Casting Call Club could be a Russian roulette hiring.
Yeah. So thank you very much for casting me as Kat, and let's go on to bigger and greater things this year. Woo! Okay, I'm
That
done.
was really nice.
Thank you for being an amazing voice actor as Kat. I'm excited. I hope you guys stick around for the next dub. And I hope anybody who worked on this last one gets to stick around as well, because you guys are some good voice actors that I would like to keep.
Yeah, and I can yell at you and you don't get all angry at me.
That's right. We'll just cower in fear for a second and be like,
fine.
oh yeah,
That works.
okay, let's go. Let's do this.
Yeah, as long as I get that email, I'm fine.
Yep.
Well, thank you guys for coming out, talking with me for an hour. I really enjoyed it. I think it's the first time we've actually really talked.
No, for sure. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I crawled out of my hole to be like, I am alive. I exist. I'm here.
I'm doing this from my hole. I remain whole. Welcome to my hole.
Thanks.
Thank you for inviting me to your hole.
Welcome to my hole. I have brownies.
Oh.
I like
Oh my
brownies.
gosh.
I also love to ruin Sue's outros, just so you know.
Yes, 100% every time.
I think, as you can see, I just go with it.
Yeah, it's fine. No worries here.
So thanks you guys for watching or listening or whatever you did to enjoy this content. And we will see you guys on the next dubbing project. Bye!
Ciao.
Bye.
Bye.